guys, welcome back to another video. Join me on a very rainy day, my 2022 Kawasaki KX65. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to ride a clutch the correct way. Because I know that there are some people who kind of teach themselves, but they don't like fully know, and they just kind of like just let it out every time. Anyway, set up my camera mount so that you guys will be able to see my clutch inputs and all of that. I'll have to figure out something some other time on how to show or throw up my picture or video of my throttle inputs. That's kind of irrelevant. It just kind of is more about learning how to ride the clutch. So this is your clutch. It's on the left side of the bike. Looks like a brake lever, but yeah, as you can see, I can roll, and I'm pulling it all the way in. It's not a brake lever. Basically, you could think of it as, say, this is the transmission or the output shaft. This is the engine. When your clutch is out, so you let it all the way out like that, this is what it is. It's connected. So if you're in gear, the engine and the transmission and the ground, think of it as the engine and the ground are connected. So here's the ground moving, and it's trying to move the engine with it, because this is the engine, this is the ground, it's trying to move the ground with it. And when you pull in the clutch, it separates those so that the ground can move and the engine can stay stopped or running, depending on the situation. So that's what the clutch is. When you pull in the clutch, that's separating the two so that the engine can run. But if you leave it connected and you're in gear, the engine will spin over as the ground moves too. So that's what the clutch does. So if I try to start it right now, we'll just be moving, but then when I stop, the engine stops. And that's kind of, you don't want to do that. So I'll teach you how to ride with a clutch. So what the clutch does is it separates those two and makes a little gap in between them where the engine can run and the ground can stop moving. And when the ground can be moving and the engine stops, you know, it makes that little stop, or it makes that little change. So if I start the engine right now and I pull the clutch in, I'm in gear right now, by the way. See, the engine and transmission are the same thing. So when I push the bike, you'll hear the engine spin over. Hear that? You might not be able to, but that's the engine turning with the wheels. So now I pull a clutch in, we can move it just fine. So I'm going to start the engine with the clutch out first and show you how the whole bike just moves. See, when I do that, the whole bike just moves forward. See that? The whole bike wants to move. See? So now, when I pull on the clutch, the whole bike will not move, and it will stay in the same spot while the engine runs. See that? So, I'm going to show you what happens when you ride a clutch and you just let it right out. The engine just stops. The engine is spinning super fast and the ground's not moving at all. So it's that sudden shock, it stops the engine from moving. So you want to be gentle with this and slowly let the ground and the engine combine. So watch how I do it now and how the engine keeps running, but I'm still letting this clutch out. Ready? See how that was gentle? It was gentle. See that? Really gentle. And when I off of the clutch, I'll just move my hand up. So, moving, my fingers are up. Pull it back in, and the engine's still running, and the ground stopped. Now, I'm going to show you what happens when I try to stop, and the engine is still running. Alright, and I don't pull in the clutch, and how the engine stops. I'm trying to stop, so the whole engine stops with it. So, the way we're going to ride this is gently let the clutch out, and when it's time to stop, pull it back in. And I really recommend finding a flat piece of ground for this, just when you're first learning, and just kind of practice that, starting off like this, and then pulling it back in and stopping. And always use a little bit of throttle to get going, because if you don't, it will just kind of stall, depending on what you're in and depending on what the ground's like. some cars have a super heavy flywheel, or just have enough engine momentum that you don't have to hit the gas at all just to start rolling forward. But in a bike like this or something small, the tiny engine, you would want to use a little bit of gas. So I recommend trying that. And then once you graduated from just starting and stopping, I recommend maybe 10, 15 times, try a hill. So I'm gonna ride over to a hill. Alright. So, we've made it to a decent sized hill. Let me pop the camera off. I'll show you. See? Decent sized hill. So now, it's going to be kind of tricky to start. So, what you're going to want to do, it's going to be tricky at first. Find a good engine sweet spot. Whatever sounds nice, a little bit above idle. I recommend, if you're in a car, maybe like 2,500 RPM, something just a bit above idle by like 1,000 RPM. Just a nice, just humming engine. And you want to make sure that when you're laying a clutch out, the engine's not going to stall. And if it is about to stall, I recommend raising the RPM by a little bit more, maybe to like 3,000 or whatever up that would be for you guys, depending on what you're in. And if you're on like a motorcycle like this, just hold your engine at RPM up a little bit, and then let it out. So I'm going to start my bike and just go up the hill and slowly go up the hill and pull the clutch in and let it slowly roll back down. And do that a few times. Go up, clutch out, slowly go up, pull the clutch in, roll back down, and try to avoid using brakes. Try to just slow down with your clutch. And yes, it will put a little bit of wear on your clutch, but it gets that in your mind. Like, it gets that just kind of feeling in your head. And I really recommend doing that. So I'm going to do that a few times just to demonstrate. So I'll start the bike. Go up the hill. No brakes. And just kind of feather it down. See, we're above idle. I'm just kind of letting it go down. So now, I'll go up above idle again. And now we'll do that again. Just do that a few times. Alright, and here, I'll do it one more time. And now when you're at the top, there you go. And just try to use the clutch and just let yourself back down. Then, finally drive back one more time. And just continue to do that whenever you think you need some practice, or you feel like you're getting a little bit rusty on the clutch. Just do that, and I really hope that this video has helped you. If it has, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to show like your friends or something, make sure you share this video to them. You know, you can just email it or whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't made it this far, really appreciate you, and yeah, I'm really grateful for every single view that I get. I'm really grateful for. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you very soon.
Yeah.